You gotta change your mental by striving to learn info. So open your third eye and recharge your crystals. You gotta change your mental. 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 You gotta change your mental by striving to learn info. So open your third eye and recharge your crystals. You gotta change your mental. You gotta change your mental. You gotta change your mental. You gotta change your mental.
So peace to everybody. I just want to do a quick video, and I want to talk about perception and how our perception can influence how we treat people. Our perception can make our reality more difficult. Our perception can make our reality more peaceful. So our perception lays the foundation of how we look at people. Our perception puts down the foundation of how we live. Our thoughts are all perception. How we manifest. So the mind is very complicated if you don't understand it. The mind is very unbalanced if you don't know how to balance it, if you don't know how to focus. Everything has energy. So as I sit outside, I mean, it's not the nicest day because to me it's still chilly out. Like, I'm in New York, it's still cold, but the sun is out. But just sitting on the ground is like fueling me back up. Just sitting here on the ground with the sun and the trees and the birds and nature around me. You might not notice it because it might not be a big enough change for you, but it definitely heals your inside. It definitely brings you back to what we come from. And what we come from is nature. What we come from is being out with the universe, being out with the birds and animals. So just coming outside and sitting on the ground, just coming outside and taking your shoes off is like getting an electrical shock. And it's not a physical one that you can feel, it's an inner one. It's something that your soul is benefiting from. Some people would think I'm crazy if they don't understand if they don't understand grounding. They would think what I'm saying is weird or it doesn't make any sense. But those are just people that's not in touch with what we really come from. Life is just weird because some people that are here, they only know who they are based on your mother or father. They only know who they are based on their genetics, the 23 chromosomes that we get from our mother and then from our father. But that's just our physical body. I mean, obviously we have to portal here through our parents in order to be here in physical form. But see, when you dig deeper, that's like right now, if I started digging in this ground, I'm going to start pulling up different layers. And even though the dirt looks the same, the dirt starts to change its DNA because the deeper it gets, it changes like a shapeshifter. So that's how we are. The more you dig into who you are, the more you realize what you really come from. The more you realize who you really are. And that's when they say, oh, don't judge a person from the outside. Inside is what matters. And that might sound cliche or very repetitive, but it's very true when it comes to our spiritual journey. Is the inside is what is going to bring you peace. The inside is what's going to bring you happiness. The inside is what is going to make you find your purpose in life. And I know my purpose is to teach. My purpose is to guidance, but also to heal holistically. So I'm trying to study more with herbs and plants. And I know a little bit, like I know the basics, but to someone that doesn't know about herbs and natural things, I would probably be impressive to them. But to me, I'm not impressed with the knowledge that I have. It's not enough. So eventually what I want to do is learn more so I can be able to teach. And eventually I would like to write a book. And nothing long. I don't like reading long books, so I want something that's kind of short. But it's basically just to talk about my life as an empath, or once I realized I was an empath, to talk about when I first started experiencing spirits coming around me to where I could physically see them. Now it's just more like a feeling. I don't really see them as much. So it's basically about my life, but more about the spiritual journey. And I think that's so important to share, because we all feel lost to an extent. And these are for the people that's on a spiritual journey, for people that are just now learning what it is. So one day I will be a great teacher. One day I will have books that people will read, that the books will help them with either anxiety, being an empath, feeling like you're alone. I want to have books, you know, that touch on just real things that I'm experiencing. I don't want to write a book and like copycat what somebody else already has out there. I don't want to write a book about just something I mimicked as far as reading. You know, everything is from my life experience. And I think that's what's going to make me, I know that is what is going to make me successful. So I don't want to make this video too long. You better stop before you prick your finger. Those are prickers. Thorns.
So what do I do?
They can poke you.
Yeah, it just poked me.
So the thing that I want people to realize too is that it's funny how you can find peace in the most simplest area. And just sitting here on the ground, there was a point where I wouldn't sit on the ground because I didn't want people to look at me weird. Not knowing that people can care less if you're sitting on the ground. But I was so subconscious that I said, okay, if I sit on the ground without a blanket and I'm not having a picnic, like, are people gonna look at me weird? So, you know, if I go hug a tree, like, is somebody gonna say, like, and it's to the point I'm so happy with myself, because I'm to that point where I don't care. See, there's a healthy way of not caring, and there's an unhealthy way. So for an example, if you're not properly taking care of yourself, and it's like, I don't care, whatever, yeah, I mean, that's unhealthy. But if you're like, you know what, I don't care what people say about who I really am, or if I want to hug a tree or whatever I want to do, that's a healthy way of not caring. So that's what I'm trying to learn, is to be not caring of what other people think in a healthy way. So just sitting here is peaceful to me. Like, I don't have any money, I don't have any food, I don't have anything special, but what is special to me is just sitting here. You know, some kids are walking by crying. Faith, stop trying to get her all the way in that tree like that. Don't get her in a tree like that. So we need to learn how to not care in a healthy way. We need to learn to be more focused on who we are. Our spiritual journey is so important, because that's where we're going to find true meaning. And we're going to find true happiness and true peace when you look within. So my job is to continue to learn, to continue to do the work, continue to do my homework, because the more that I learn, the more I can share with some people that might not be as mindful, or just need someone to encourage them, or need someone to support them. We all need someone to listen to us. So I'm going to end the video, but I want you guys to please share the video. And if it's not for you, it might be for somebody else, so you can still share it. And for the small following that I do have, I definitely appreciate it. I only want you, I don't mind my circle being small, because I want people to follow for the right reasons. So I can have 1 follower or 1 million, it doesn't matter. You know, Jesus kept his circle small, and he's talked about to this day, he's worshipped to this day. So Hitler had millions of followers, millions, and he did no good. A lot of the ascended masters that came, their circle was small. So not to knock anybody that has a large circle, but I've always been that way. So I'm comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable being by myself. Nobody wants to be alone, but if I have to be by myself and be alone for whatever reason or amount of time, I'm comfortable. And that's something that you guys have to start getting used to, is being comfortable by yourself. So I shade to the ancestors known and unknown. And you guys, make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're doing your meditation. Make sure you share. Make sure you share.